Pull it away from his backside and out.
Right then, now on BBC Three, I remember introducing this at the time, way back in the 1900s. A classic in the making it is. This is Series 1, Episode 1 of the
drink loads of it. I'm trying to get a beer cup, but still can't anyway, so I love it. It's great. It's good for me.
Strong language and disturbing scenes next night here on 3 as we catch up with the tubsters in the jungles of Borneo. Will they survive? Well, they will if fat teens can hunt.
Well, no, I really can't say that I have, because, I really haven't, no.
Complicated action shots made easy. Doctor Who Confidential looks at the joys of using a green screen in and out from now on BBC Three. Now, though, the joy of sex with Mum and Dad.
The female goes in and makes an egg chamber, and she lays between 200 and 400 eggs, and they start to hatch after about 2 to 3 weeks.
In 25 minutes on BBC Three, you're treated to the very first television episode of The Mighty Boosh ever. Sweet. Now, though, we finish off the Family Guy double.
So, rather than... it's a bit of...
Now, back in history a whole, 3 years? To the time when it was all just beginning, when Noel and Julian were just a mad northerner and a glam rock looky-likey southerner. A bit like they are now, really.
Do all cats go to heaven when they die?
Some get stuffed.
What?
Some get stuffed.
And they don't go to heaven then?
No.
Now on 3, swearing, nudity and a great white shark. This went out 100% live just a few hours ago and we thought we'd share the love.
Microelectronics. And electronic X.
Jim Carrey revives the role that kicked off his film career in tonight's movie Ace Ventura, When Nature Calls, at 8:30 here on BBC Three. Now, though, Doctor Who gets help from an old buddy. Very old.
Good Lord, it's enormous.
It is huge, isn't it?
Oh, isn't it beautiful?
In 15 minutes on BBC Three, we'll be finding out if fat men can hunt via a little trip to the Kalahari. But first, you don't really need to go anywhere if you've got a green screen. It's Doctor Who Confidential.
It varies. I mean, it might be 3 times a week, might be 4, it might be 1, might be none.
Now on 3, we meet some of the most recognisable people in the world before they were famous, as they all had to do something to get there, didn't they? Meet them when they were almost famous.
In the centre of Manchester.
I'm waiting for a boyfriend to come.
Boyfriend?
Yes, I'm a homosexual.
Strong language now as we go to the Kalahari Desert with our larger friends and find out if fat men can hunt. The desert seems a bit harsh for anyone to find food, doesn't it?
Of course, we compared notes. We both seemed the same thing, except that his man was sort of greenish metallic because he had his sunglasses on.
In half an hour on BBC Three, it's back to the Kalahari where our fat men can't hunt, and neither can the women, frankly. Comedy now, though, from La Bouche Puissante. Check me out, old French.
Let go. Everything in your body tells you that you shouldn't be doing this.
We get all clever tomorrow, or rather David Shrigley does, as he attempts to create a series of artworks all revolving around the breaking news. That's Spin tomorrow at 9 on BBC Three.
May I ask what you think you're doing?
I should have thought it was obvious. Comedy now on 3 and a double bill to boot. In 20 minutes, the Griffins start a restaurant, but first Peter hooks up with Bill Clinton for a bogus journey. Most excellent. It's Family Guy.
Don't come back so late this evening.
And now on 3, the congregation at Stewie's church think he's possessed. In fact, he's just a fey English dandy. Ah yes, you can see where the confusion comes for Americans. It's a Family Guy double bill.
Well, in men's clothing, I just can't, one just can't feel comfortable. Whereas, as a woman, I know most people think you're exploiting yourself, but I feel more comfortable dressed as a woman than I do as a man.
Dave the Rottweiler has a lot to learn, and so does Eileen. She's not a Rottweiler, she's his owner, by the way. It's time for Mick to take charge. It's time for Dog
Weekends, I want to go mad. I want to feel different. I want to enjoy myself.
In an hour here on 3, we catch up with the latest couple to be binned in the restaurant. You're fried. But first, calling your dog Jimmy Choo is just asking for trouble in the dog borstal.
And now I'm done.
Strong language now as the boys try to impress two goths by holding a séance, but it all goes the way of the pair when they conjure up something rather nasty.
Can I just tell you, I'm wearing glasses at the moment. With this pair of glasses, I can do terrible damage to you.
Back with a vengeance now on 3. I'm not sure who's the more uncomfortable out of the parents and their teens, but at least they've got Maria as umpire. With strong language from the start, it's the new series of Sex with Mum and Dad.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Jamie Lee Curtis, I've loved her ever since that scene in Trading Places, you know the one. She stars now with Lindsay Lohan, and I'm not going to make a cheap crack, though just using those words is dangerous. It's Freaky Friday.
Now on 3, a misanthropic border collie. OK, I'll even go with that. But what is a recidivist Bracco Italiano? Apparently, we're about to find out.
It was a year out the game, and it's a long, long time, and you'll just step back in and find your match fitness and match touch.
That's rather put me on.
Was that you?
Yeah.
Now on 3, the second in our double bill of Family Guy, and Peter decides to teach Meg to drive, but he manages to have a little accident that has large consequences in Family Guy.